All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, and just coming on back. I really appreciate it. I'm over on YouTube now. If you'd rather watch me as opposed to listen to me, don't know why you would. But yeah, leave a comment, whatever you want to do. Let me know how you like the show so far. Speaking of, I don't normally reflect back on other episodes, but the last episode I put up about Miss Britney Spears, about the documentary, which I'm not going to go into, I got a lot of feedback on that one. So apparently, I mean, there's a lot of positive feedback, but who wants to hear that shit? Nobody wants to hear and, stroke his own arse about how great he is and, but I did get a lot of feedback based on... Because some people listen to the podcast, they may listen to the podcast, there might be a fan of mine that saw me at the show, someone recommended, it might just popped up through recommendation or whatever. But when I put in the title, Britney Spears, and some of the hashtags Free Britney, it might show up on people's feeds that are not fans of mine, do not like me in any way, and why would you? But I did get some response back from some people who clearly don't know me, which is great. So I just thought I'd share those real quick before I move on to talk about what I want to talk about. And it does kind of lead in, but bear with me a second. Before I start that, by the way, this March 16th all the way through the 20th, I will be headlining Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. I will be working with, I think on a Wednesday, I'll be working with the very funny Joey Diaz. Get tickets for that. They're on sale now. Anyway, that's my advertisement done. Let me read some of these comments that people took the time out of their busy day, their busy schedules to share with me. I wrote them down. Don't act like you care about Britney. Right, I didn't act like I care about Britney. I never pretended to. I just gave my opinion on what was going on. So I'm sorry if you think I was pretending to care. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what she does with her money, what happens to her. I really don't. I don't. I'm done with Britney Spears. When I was a young man growing up, I've done all I was going to do with Britney Spears, if you know what I mean. That's all out of my system. It's Jennifer Lawrence now. Scarlett Johansson. I'm on to them. I'll care about them more than I do about Britney. You know what I'm talking about. People, I like this one. People from Australia are not funny. Now, that's not nice to the people of Australia. I don't know if you're just a moron and you're not too good at accents and you think I'm actually Australian, you didn't really do the work. Or you just liked it and you decided to chime in and go, hey, Mick, people from Australia are not funny. And if that's the case, don't slag them off. People from Australia are nice. I know a lot of funny people from Australia. 4% of the Cheaper Than Therapy audience is in Australia, so don't slag them off, if you don't mind. Britney needs our help. Use your show for good. Right. Is my show the one that's going to save Britney? I didn't think so. I don't imagine a court of law about to bring down the gavel and saying what is going on with Britney. But then so, wait a minute, Your Honor. Have you heard this episode of Cheaper Than Therapy? Sorry, that's not how it works. Another one kind of hurt, but it's all right. You're not funny. That's just mean. That had nothing to do with it. All right, it's just your opinion. Hurtful. And you wrote UYR, right? So you didn't even spell it right. You didn't. So I may not be funny, but you're not smart. That's, another one. I don't agree. Like, it's hard to read this. I don't agree with yo dumbass. I don't agree with what yo dumbass said. You hot dough. So I mean that's nice. Backhanded compliment. Double-edged sword, right? Bit of You're taking something away and giving back something. I like that. Thank you. I'll never listen to another episode. Now, I don't know if that you're just joining me and that was my audition for you to join in and go, I'm going to listen to this podcast. And this will be, like, one person had high hopes for it and it just wasn't up to par, up to scratch, up to sniff. So, or have you listened to all 96 episodes? And that was it. You couldn't make it to 100 and you just thought, that's it, 96 is enough. He has crossed the line with Britney Spears. I am out. Thanks for hanging on. And my favorite one, which kind of brings me into today's topic, and it says, I said that one, you about to be cancelled. So, you about to be cancelled. So, I appreciate you all writing for your feedback. Always, I do read it. Thank you so much. But that's the thing I want to talk about is cancel, right? Cancel culture is rampant this week. It is rampant this week, right? If it's down to Gina Carano, or who's the guy from the fucking Bachelor? What's that idiot? I wrote his name down here. Chris Harrison, right? They both got cancelled this week. Gone, right? Out of it. Out. Nice gigs, gone. But what's cancel culture, right? So Webster's dictionary defines cancel culture as a bunch of cunts who don't agree with what you say, and because you don't agree with what they say, or they don't agree with what you say, they feel you should no longer exist, have a job, be able to pay your mortgage or feed your family. Again, I'm paraphrasing what Webster says, but I think that's pretty much what it is. Cancel culture is really the worst form of human beings, and I'm putting them up there with terrorists. Probably, I think even terrorists would look down upon the cancel culture people. I really do. I really believe that some terrorists are in a cave somewhere, right? And one member, you know, they're planning to blow something up in a country, and then one guy reads a tweet from somebody and just goes, "Oh, we should cancel them," and they're like, "What the? Come on, man! You crossed the line now." So I just think terrorists are one notch above. I'm not a fan of terrorists, by the way. I just want to let that be known. Not a fan of terrorists, but I think the one notch above people who want to get someone cancelled. Why would you get someone cancelled? Why do you want them gone? Why do you want a person not to make a living? Because what? You're offended? Because they see different things in you? Let's talk about Gina Carano, right? She got fired from... This is a coincidence, I'm wearing a Disney shirt, by the way. And a Marvel hat, which is owned by all Disney. I'm all Disney. I got a Disney tattoo, for fuck's sake. There is no bigger Disney fan than me. I've been to Disney by myself. Totally sad. I'm not comfortable sharing that information, but it's true. So let's talk about what happened. I think the problem is when someone gets cancelled, it's very... what did she say? Right? She sent a bunch of tweets, and the first set of tweets were kind of... You might disagree with, right? One was, she said, what was the one? She doesn't agree with masks. All right. Now, I'm not an anti-masker, by the way, so this is not for anyone to jump on here and cancel me. I'm not an anti-masker, right? I just don't agree with 2 masks. That's all. When does it stop? 3 masks? 4 masks? When does it stop? 5? I mean, there's not 6. Is it 6 masks? Right? Maybe Gina's mask limit is 1. And that's fine. That is fine. Some people don't believe it works. I kind of draw the line at 2. I'm not going to be wearing 2 masks. I'm sorry. I'm not against masks. But I'm not going to wear 2 masks. So that's my limit. Maybe Gina's was 1. Okay? That was a tweet that people had a problem with. Another thing she had a problem with was she put in her pronouns as a joke. Maybe it wasn't a joke. Her pronouns were beep, bop, boop, bop, boop. Now, she is on a show called The Mandalorian. Maybe she identifies as a droid, right? Maybe beep, bop, boop, bop is... I don't speak droid. I'm sorry. I'm not going to speak... I'm not going to pretend that I speak droid. That would be, you know, insulting to droids. So, I'm not going to do it. So, they had a problem when she did that. And then the other one that they did have a problem with was, look, I get it. It was not the best thing for her to say. Not the best thing for her to say when she compared the treatment of Republicans, which she clearly is, to members of the Holocaust. Now, you never should compare anything to the Holocaust, because there is nothing in comparison to the Holocaust. Now, I mean, you might go back and say, well, Genghis Khan was a bit of a cunt. He made it a lot worse. Right? That's too far back for people to give a shit about. But I just think the Holocaust... You can't compare anything to it, because we know some people that listen right now know Holocaust survivors. They know family members who've been in Holocaust survivor, who are Holocaust survivors. So I just don't think you should compare anything to as horrific to the Holocaust. Now, I'm not defending her, but I think she needed to lose her job for that comparison? I mean, in 2018, the star of the show, Pascal, who is the Mandalorian himself, he compared... I'll bring a picture up here if I knew anything about technology. He posted a picture, and you can Google it. I'm not making it up. And it was a picture on the top half was Jewish people about to be sent to the gas chambers. in behind a barbed wire fence on their way to the gas chambers, and underneath that picture were the kids in the cages that time. Remember the kids in the cages that we all had a problem with down south that were coming in, and you know, they got the kids and they separated from their parents and they fed them, you know, too much. I think some of them were a bit, right? What happened? They you know, right? They got sent underway. Now they're reunited with their families again. We're all over. We're done with that cage, the kids in the cage stuff. Everybody, right? We all laughed. We all had a laugh about the kids in the cage. Again, jokes. I got to keep saying jokes for the purpose of not getting cancelled. But Pascal compared people to Holocaust to the kids in the cages. He did, but it's fine. Pascal, you're fine. You can do it. You're the Mandalorian. That's fine. You can do it. But Disney does not like comparison to the Holocaust at all. If someone put a, you know, said to me, Mick, what would you think it compares to the Holocaust? I would say nothing. Yeah, but if you had to pick one, nothing. Gun to your head. Fuck me, again with the gun to your head, right? And they go, if you were to compare something to the Holocaust, what would you say? And I would probably go, I don't know, maybe what's happening in China right now, where they're rounding up a lot of Muslims and they're making some of the females sterile so they can no longer produce more Muslim people. I mean, the Chinese government, I would say that. That's if I had to. I'm not going to, but if I had to pick one, I would compare that. I would compare that to the Holocaust. If, again, nothing compares to the Holocaust, but if I had to, I would compare that one. But again, Disney know what they're doing, because at the end of Mulan, which came out, I think, in 2020, the end of 2020, I think at the end of it, when the credits roll, and you go check it out yourself, where Disney thanked the leaders of China for being great and everything that they are. So again, one rule for one person, one rule for everybody else. So I think Gina deserved to lose her job over that. Listen, I mean, Disney doesn't have to, they don't have to do that. They don't have to have somebody on their staff that they don't like their tweets. They can get rid of them. That's fair enough. Fair play. I agree with it. I 100% agree with it. But where does it stop, right? It doesn't stop there. There's no end to it now. Like, if you think for a reason that you can't go back on, so like, that's what the guy, what's his name, Chris Harrison from the fucking Bachelor. First of all, he should have got fired for having a show where a bunch of fucking idiots go on TV to try find true love. And here's a rose and you fuck off. And that, you know, like, that's offensive to me. But however, he had a friend from The Bachelor, and they went back and found some of her tweets, and she said some racist stuff. And what he did is he kind of defended her, and he said something like, oh, the woke police. And he got fired. And then he came on and he apologized for being racist. Was he racist for, like, defending his friend? It's not for me to say. I don't know. I'm not racist. I make it my point every day to prove to people I'm not racist. How do you know people are not racist? Simple. As long as you go on social media and type in you're not racist, or put something up that's good, then we all know you're not racist. That's all we need to know, right? It's not about just treat people the way you want to be treated. It's nothing to do with that. It's about public, like, let me do it now. I don't know if I tweeted it in a while. Wasn't Judas and the Black Messiah a great film? Great film, right? Tremendous story. Great acting by everybody. All the actors were perfect. Not the white ones, actually. I thought the white actors were not good at all. I just think all the black actors were the best in that movie. It was a great movie. There, I can cut that, put that on. Now everyone knows I'm not racist. Nothing to do that I treat my friends and family members and from all different races and backgrounds. It's not how I treat them. As long as I go online and say this kind of stuff, then you know I'm not racist. And that's all anybody can ask for, isn't it, really? Just so, because we're going to go back. If you're part of the cancel culture and you agree with cancel culture, here's what's happening. If you think for a reason that they're not going to go back and check your tweets, because now coming up, there's going to be something that if you work for your job, you can say, like, I'll just change my name, right? I'll change my name on Facebook and Twitter, and they'll never find me. I'm under a weird, silly name, right? Like John the Penguin Fucker. They're now you're gonna have to mandatorily give up your information. So they're gonna go back and look at all your tweets, and they're gonna go back and look at your Facebook and your Instagram posts. And if they find anything that they find offensive, or they might think is offensive, no job for you. Out you go. They're gonna go back. All those girls who had OnlyFans, right? Listen, I'm not against OnlyFans. Go make your money, ladies. Go make your money on OnlyFans. I'm not paying $12 a month to look at a 6 when I can go on to Pornhub for free and watch a 10, right? Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? Like, I'm not faulting you. Go make your money. Go. But when Chris in accounting recognizes you and goes, oh fuck, she's on OnlyFans, and then that trickles all the way up to your boss, and your boss called you and says, like, we gotta let you go from your OnlyFans. $12 for you're a 6. You do realize that. That's neither here nor there. We gotta let you go. And that's what's going to happen. That's coming down the line. So for those of you who believe in cancel culture, like for those of you who got offended? What define, like, what were you offended about so bad? Like, grrr, Gone with the Wind, right? You came after Gone with the Wind, everybody did. Nobody agrees with the actions of what happened in Gone with the Wind, but it was a timepiece. I don't agree with it. I don't think it should be taken off. I think the punishment for dumb shit that's been said, dumb shit that's been showed, is just don't watch it. Just don't watch it and let the masses decide if they... You don't get to tell me what I should be offended about. What I am offended about is that you got rid of Gone with the Wind. Why am I offended that you got rid of Gone with the Wind? Right? Because Hattie McDaniel was not only the first black person to win an Academy Award, but she was the first black female actress to win an Academy Award for what movie? Gone with the Wind. And you wanted to wipe that from fucking existence. You wanted to take that great achievement of fucking black people, that great achievement that they never thought they would ever see. You wanted to take that from them and go, nah, get rid of it. Yeah, but we got the first black person got an Academy in history. We've made history. If you give it, I don't give a fuck about awards, by the way. That's just personally. But some people do. But get rid of the movie. Yeah, but she won. That we want it all gone. What? Why? Because you think I'm going to be offended, or you think people, and people use the word like it causes pain. What? What pain? Do you want to know what painful was? I went in to do a commercial, to read for a commercial. I won't mention the name. Irish Spring. I walked in and I had a laptop in front of me. I had a microphone and I had headphones on. And I was supposed to read the lines, and the people who, when I was reading it, they were like, you got to be more Irish. I go, I am Irish. Yeah, but you got to be like, hard, like, wait, you want to pirate? Kind of, yeah, pirate it up a bit. So that was but I wasn't going to get offended, right? But I was like, and I wasn't offended. I swear to God, I wasn't. I just laughed at how fucking stupid it was. I laughed at how stupid it was. Right? What's my protest if I want to? I just won't buy Irish Spring. I just won't buy it. Don't take it off the shelf. Why? Because there's factories who make Irish Spring. There's people who work. There's a manager in the Irish Spring department of whatever Johnson's and Johnson's make it, whoever. If you get rid of Irish Spring, because I complained about it. And by the way, in the commercial, it was just me supposed to narrate this thing and like Irish Spring, blah, 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 blah. And in the video was a hot, red-headed woman, definitely not from Ireland. She could tell she wasn't from... We don't make them like that in Ireland. We have attractive women, but not fucking that attractive. She goes in, she's in a lake, and there's a waterfall, and she's washing her hair with Irish Spring. And I just said, I turned to the director, you do know we have indoor plumbing in Ireland, right? We have showers and bathtubs, we have all that. And the director looked at me, and I was like, all right, whatever. And I just carried on, I read the shit, and I left. And I think my attitude is why I didn't get the job. But I didn't walk out going, I'm offended now. I'm offended. So many people are now, like, they're now offended, right? You're offended if you do blackface. Now I get it. You should never do like you shouldn't do the blackface thing with the minstrels. Is that what it's called? Like, that's ridiculous. That's dumb. That will be kind of, I would understand people getting annoyed, but like if I want to dress up as Denzel Washington for Halloween, I'm not going to, by the way. I'm not justifying black people. I'm literally asking. I'm not justifying blackface, I should say. I just want to know, like, how do you know I'm how do you know I'm Denzel Washington, right? Is it really that offensive? And I'm asking. I'm not saying like I should do it and you should do it. I'm asking. What is offensive if I make myself a little bit more tannered? If I go like to a tanning booth, which I never would because I burn, and I come back and now I'm not my natural color, right? I look very, very like to the color of, let's say you're almost like I got some Puerto Rican friends, so let's say I'm the same the color of Francisco and Alex, and I'm that color, and I come back out. It's not natural. right? Should you get offended by, like, again, I'm really asking. It's weird, you know, and you could get fired. And you can find a picture of people from way back when they were 16 and they're now 52, and they did that way back when they were 16. The line was like, Jim Jeffries talks about the line. Like, yeah, show me what the line is and I won't do it. Show me where the line is and I will not cross it. But you can't punish me for when the line was way back there. Right? He makes a great point on it. But, you know, I'm not going to make blackface. You're not going to come on next week and see me all blackfaced out of it. I'm not doing it, you know, but I'm just saying, can you explain to me like where the harm is? I'm not saying there is no harm. I'm just generally confused. Nobody's ever sat me down and explained, well, here's why it's offensive. Because I was pretending to be somebody. Like if I was pretending to be Denzel Washington, I admire the man? Shouldn't that be it? Like, I don't know. I'm really asking. I need to know why. Why? Someone could just, you know, drag people. They're offended. People who do drag now. I don't know what the correct term is to say drag people. Women don't like drag people now because they're saying, oh, women are going forward and they're complaining that well, you're dressing up as a. First of all, they're not. They're fucking scary to me. Like that's way too much makeup and they're way too big. It's never a small drag person. I've been to some drag shows, not on purpose. I go to a comedy club and like the fucking hour before the comedy show it was a drag show, and you got it now in your same green room when there's wigs and tits everywhere all over the place, fake shit and makeup, and like I've never met a small drag person and they're fucking huge. And they scare me. Too much makeup and they're massive. But I don't think they should be cancelled. I think they should be drag queens. That's what they call. They're not hurting anybody. Are women that offended that like someone like a man is dressing up as a drag? I don't know. Like, you know, people are now getting offended at the cancel culture. They want Friends taken off TV. Look, you should take it off because it's not a good show. Take it off for that. Go, show sucks, take it off. But a lot of people like that. A lot of people are coming after Friends because they say there's not enough people represented. There's no gay people represented in it. How do you know? How do you know? Like, to represent a gay person, do they have to do that over the top cliche? Hi, I'm so gay. You know what I would love in this episode? Some cock. They don't, right? They don't do that. And just because a cast member comes in, a featured extra, just because they don't walk on set and go, I love cock, right? You don't have to, how do you not know they're not gay? It's not up to you to decide if they were gay or not. Like, so why would you cancel the show? I don't, like, King of Queens, cancel that show. I mean, I love Kevin James. I've worked with Kevin. I know Gary Valentine on the show. I know I turn on that show and I'll fucking text him like, hey, I saw you on King of Queens. I forgot you were on that show. Like, if you're going to cancel King of Queens, cancel because there's a woman on that show every week and she calls her husband a fat idiot. Can you imagine? You fat idiot. You fat moron. Look at you, you tubby piece. Can you imagine if we had a show where a man does that to a chubby girl? Hey, you're a fat moron. Hey, you fat idiot woman. That show wouldn't last a minute. So you get to pick and choose who should be offended, right? I don't think you should ever get offended because, especially by jokes, when people are offended by jokes, like Daniel Tosh, to try to get rid of Daniel Tosh for making a fucking hilarious joke. Why? What? It's just a joke. Like, because something's always going to offend somebody. Like, I came after a show and I talked about my son when he was small and he didn't have a learning disability, but he had an American learning disability. And what happened was, like, one of these people were trying to justify, because he was a fucking rambunctious 2-year-old boy, that they said he had a learning disability when he didn't. He was just a fucking wild kid. Now he's awesome. You know, and I talked about it on stage and this woman came up with, I was very offended. I was very offended. I go, well, that's your right to be offended then. But I'm not going to not do the joke. I'm not going to not talk about, and it's my kid, my experience, my opinions. What's wrong? Like, why were you offended? I didn't say your kid. I talked about my stories, but you shouldn't be making fun of disabled people. I wasn't making fun of disabled people. So someone's always going to be fucking offended. You can't fucking keep everybody happy. You can't keep all these. Look at Trump this week or last week, right? What happened? Oh my God, I was enjoying the peace and quiet. I was enjoying the peace and quiet. Again, this is not political. Mick Thomas doesn't have a side. I was fucking enjoying it. Biden got in. fucking black female in the office. Everyone should be fucking happy now. Shut the fuck up. And everyone was happy, and it was peaceful. And we sat there, and then, oh, he's going to get impeached. Yeah, he'll get impeached. And we're all sitting there and just like, you know, when you're floating in a pool and you're on the thing, and all of a sudden these fucking white trash parents show up with their kids, and the noise now, it's like it's a public pool, or I'm at a hotel. I don't know why I'm there. And then you're like, fucking day's over. It's ruined. It's just ruined. And I was enjoying it, right? I was really, really just floating, drifting, enjoying it. And fucking then all of a sudden he didn't get impeached. And everyone's like, oh, democracy is dead. Is it though? Is democracy dead? You got you wanted one. Be happy with that and just shut the fuck up about it. Like, just stop. Stop making it about you and your feelings. Nobody gives two fiddlers fucks. Don't make it about you. Don't make it about your feelings. He fucking didn't get impeached. 43 to 57 or something. He needed 67. You didn't get it. So fucking what? What's the... You know, like Hamilton stars going online again. Oh, this is an outrage. It's a terrible day for America. It's fucking not. You won. Your guy's in office. What fucking more do you want? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up with your I'm offended now because you didn't get your own way. And that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. We're all a bunch of fucking crybabies because we didn't get our way. We want all this gone. I want you gone. I didn't get my way. I didn't like what you said. That has to be gone. Ellen, get rid of Ellen. Why? Fucking why? She did nothing wrong. She's mean to her staff. I've worked for a bunch of horrible cunts. Right? I had the choice to stay there or not stay there. Ellen must be under a fucking severe amount of pressure at that job. You see how much... Nobody dances that much. Nobody dances that much and is fucking sane. She's probably dancing like, if I fucking stop, I'm just gonna choke a bastard. So she's probably fucking dancing to stop killing people. Fucking shut up complaining. You know, like when Johnny fucking Depp couldn't get work for love nor money. You went out, you hated Johnny Depp. Oh, he fucking beat the shit out of this woman. That's terrible. Not condoning beating a woman, by the way. Unless you're a transgender person and then you go into the octagon or you go into a boxing ring, cut your knob off and pummel the fuck out of a woman. Then I'm all for that. That's fair play. That is. But that's the only time you should smack the shit out of a woman. But Johnny Depp couldn't get... And then it turned out that this woman, this psychopath, was lying. And what happened? Nothing. Fucking nothing. That's it. Johnny still can't get work, and this bitch is like, she's gone back to normal. Isn't that normal? And the guard's like, that happens. Right, they dropped it from Aquaman 2. That's not a punishment. Aquaman 2 is fucking shit. The fact you're in Aquaman 1 is your punishment. That's your punishment. Don't act like all of a sudden you're losing out. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's just fucking mad. Everybody just, I don't like you. I don't like what you said, so you should never have a house. No forgiveness, no redemption, just fucking gone. Get the fuck out of my sight. And if you think for a second that it cannot happen to you, it will. I'm about to sneeze now. Excuse me. Maybe I'll edit that, maybe I won't. I know some of you yelled at your screen, bless you. But for those of you who go out and want people cancelled for saying things you disagree with, the punishment is just turn them off. If it's a TV show, don't watch it. If you're that hurt by it, don't watch it. That's all you got to do. Don't watch it. If someone's in a movie that you don't like, that offends you, don't watch it. If someone's on Twitter said something, delete it. That's all. That's all you got to do. You don't have to feel you're righteous, right? We get it. You're not racist. You're not racist, right? I believe the majority of the country that you're in, wherever you're listening to this from, I believe you're not racist. I believe the majority of people in this world are not racist, and you don't have to tweet about it. You don't have to put a Facebook post about it to prove you're not racist. You don't have to do that. You don't have to prove it every day. You just don't be racist. That's it. You just don't be racist. You know, when it comes to the Me Too movement, when that comes along, if that does another loop, hope it doesn't. Hope scumbags learn from that. Don't just, don't participate in that, lads. Or women. Just don't be an arsehole. That's it. I mean, those are some of the situations that, yeah, all right, some of those people should lose their job. I agree with that one because it's bodily harm, right? It's a mental bullying. It's a mental I can't find the words to try to say it. An anguish, a mental anguish to be sexually harassed. Yeah, those people, you can get rid of those people. But if I put a joke up as a comedian, just don't laugh. That's it. Don't laugh. Wait for the next one. That's all you got to do. Wait for the next one. Because any comedian I know, and I know hundreds of them, a lot of them are not funny, but I know hundreds of them, and they will go up on stage and never once will they go, I'm going to fucking piss these people off tonight. That's my job. I'm going to insult a bunch of people tonight. So that's my takeaway message. No comic ever does it. Just go live your life, mind your own fucking business, and move on. That's it. That's all you got to do. Nobody's expecting you to be a hero. Just move on. Let's cancel culture. Anyway, that was my episode this week, guys. I kind of hope it's not too self-righteous. I didn't ramble. But please message me anywhere you want to. Remember, Uncle Vinny's March 16th on Point Pleasant, New Jersey, all the way through the 20th. I will be headlining there. Down with the very funny Joey Diaz there, I think, on one night that week, on a Wednesday. You know, check out my other podcast where I'm on with two of my friends, Dan and Rooney, the Almost Irish podcast. I have a lot of fun on that one too. Thanks for listening, liking, subscribing, sharing. Send me your feedback on the comments. Do you like it? Do you like the sound? Is the show? Do you not like the show? Whatever, you're entitled to it. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. Thanks for subscribing, sharing. I really appreciate it. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.